In June 2025, Minnesota was rocked by a horrifying act of domestic terrorism that targeted the very heart of its democracy. The perpetrator, Vance Luther Boelter, a 57-year-old ex-security guard, former youth pastor, and father of 4. But behind the surface of a once respected community member was a ticking time bomb, radicalized by online forums, political grievance, and years of emotional instability. He didn't just snap. He prepared. Wearing a flesh-colored silicone mask and a tactical vest loaded with ammunition, Boelter began his rampage around 2 a.m., knocking on the doors of elected officials while yelling, "Police! Open up!" His first stop was the home of State Representative Melissa Hortman, a long-serving legislator and Minnesota's first female House Speaker in over a decade. Boelter fatally shot both her and her husband in their living room. They never stood a chance. From there, he drove to nearby Champlin, where he shot and wounded State Senator John Hoffman and his wife, who survived only due to immediate surgery and medical intervention. Investigators believe Boelter had a list of over 70 political targets, both liberal and conservative, including abortion doctors, LGBTQ+ activists, and even fellow Christians he deemed apostate. He compiled this list using publicly available online data broker websites, an overlooked but growing threat to public safety. So who was Vance Luther Boelter? Decades before the attack, Boelter lived as a deeply religious missionary, once sneaking into Gaza during the Second Intifada under the guise of bringing peace. He burned all his belongings in his early 20s after declaring himself purified by fire, and moved to the Democratic Republic of the Congo in his 30s to run farming co-ops while delivering sermons against abortion and government corruption. Friends say he came back hardened, bitter, and different. His family noticed the decline too. His wife told investigators that Boelter had been obsessively watching violent political videos, making cryptic journal entries, and stockpiling weapons. Yet, despite this, he passed 4 background checks to purchase firearms in the past 2 years. In fact, one of the rifles used in the shooting had been legally purchased just 2 weeks prior. As the spree unfolded, Boelter messaged several old friends. "Dad went to war last night. I may be dead shortly." He warned his wife to leave the house, saying, "People with guns may be showing up." It wasn't a heat-of-the-moment crime, it was a meticulously planned domestic terror event. Minnesota authorities launched the largest manhunt in state history. Over 600 officers, 20 SWAT teams, drones, and K-9 units swarmed neighborhoods, highways, and woodlands across 3 counties. Boelter evaded capture for nearly 36 hours before being found hiding in a grain elevator in rural Wisconsin, wearing tactical boots, gloves, and a replica police badge. At the time of his arrest, he had a GoPro camera strapped to his chest, $10,000 in cash, 2 handguns, survival gear, and multiple loaded magazines. In his wife's vehicle, parked 60 miles away, police discovered additional weapons, night vision goggles, and fake license plates. But here's what no news anchor has told you. Boelter also drafted a 21-page Citizens Manifesto days before the attack, where he declared the U.S. Constitution dead, called for the abolition of Congress, and listed grievances against school boards, medical associations, and church leaders he believed were agents of tyranny. Prosecutors have now charged him with 17 crimes, including 2 counts of second-degree murder, 4 counts of attempted murder, stalking, terrorism-related charges, and weapons violations. He may face the death penalty under federal domestic terrorism statutes. The surviving victims have undergone multiple surgeries and continue to receive trauma therapy. The Minnesota State Legislature has since passed emergency bills boosting security for all public officials and banning real-time address data sales by private data brokers, an unprecedented move that other states may soon follow. Political scientists have drawn parallels between Boelter and other lone wolf attackers who radicalized online, pointing to the dangers of echo chambers and extremist communities operating unchecked on encrypted platforms. Former FBI profiler Jenna Maxwell described Boelter as a hybrid threat: religious zealotry meets tactical experience meets data-driven targeting. This story is more than a crime, it's a wake-up call. It exposes the terrifying blend of technology, ideology, and isolation that can produce a domestic terrorist. And it raises haunting questions: how many more Boelters are out there, silently making their lists? How can families, churches, and communities intervene before beliefs turn into bullets? Studio microphone emoji. As the trial begins, Minnesota, and the world, watches. Not just for justice, but for answers. Because the next attack might not come from a known enemy, it might come from a neighbor who seems just like us. Bell emoji, like, subscribe and comment below. Do you think radicalization is becoming more invisible in America? And what should be done about data brokers and mental health reporting?